We've done 41 kilometers so far. I think we'll stop in about 20 kilometers or so for coffee. How's it? Good, no? Strong irka?
Strong sir.
Sood irkalla? It's a beautiful sight to be riding the Fat Boy and see Joe right there on his Fat Boy behind. We have the ghats ahead. These are minor ghats though. Well, I think we have just entered Salem. I think we should be there where we need to be in about 15 minutes or so. Hi folks, welcome to another Sunday ride, and today it's going to be a longish sort of a ride. So I'm very excited about that. The plan is to hit Salem, which is roughly about 200 odd kilometers. So all in all, it's going to be around a 400 plus kilometer ride. We're going to stop for breakfast on the way from here and get lunch at Salem. That's the plan. And the other thing I'm excited about today is that I've got Joe joining me for the ride, and this time he's riding on his Fat Boy. So his Fat Boy is very similar to the motorcycle that I ride. The only difference is that his Fat Boy is burgundy in color and is a motorcycle that rolled out of the production line perhaps a few months after mine. Otherwise, if you take a look at the motorcycle, they are quite similar. In fact, it's coming up right behind, and you'll get a first glimpse of the motorcycle here. So if you look, they're very similar. I've got the full windshield, he's got the full windshield too. He's got the daylight lamps, I've got daylight lamps as well. He's got the footboard, slightly different footboard than mine, but very similar. He's got the same leather saddlebags as mine. So today the Harleys are twinning, the Harley Fat Boys are twinning. We have Bell as well, who has joined on his Ducati Diavel. He's going to join us for a short part of the ride, perhaps till breakfast, a little more, and then head back. So yeah, it's going to be a nice long ride, and today is not a Sunday, it's a Saturday. I have something happening tomorrow and won't be able to ride, and therefore we decided to ride today. I was planning to ride solo, and then Joe joined in, and Bell too. It's been a while since I've done a longish sort of a ride, a 400 kilometer ride. I recently did a ride to Yediur, which is on the Hassan highway, but that's roughly around 210-215 kilometers. If you haven't got that yet, I'm going to place a link up here and also in the description below. One of my recent vlogs, I had posted a ride on the Himalayan, and in that vlog I had captured a near miss wherein I was riding on the left because there was no space on the right, and a tractor a little ahead of me suddenly decided to turn left, and I had to slam on the brakes suddenly and bring the motorcycle under control. You know, thankfully I was able to manage the situation, and all was fine. And then I got many comments saying, you know, why did you overtake from the left, why were you on the left, etc. But if you look at typical riding or driving conditions in India, for some reason the heavy vehicles think that they should be on the right hand side always. I wasn't overtaking in that situation, I was just riding on the left. But yes, even if you overtake, you know, you should always overtake from the right, and that is the way to do it. But then in our country, for some reason, all heavy vehicles think that they should only ride or drive on the right hand side, and that's what you're seeing. So for instance, this truck here, there were two trucks behind too. Now it's okay if it's a, you know, a 3-lane highway like this, but many a times when you're riding or driving on smaller roads, narrow roads where there's barely a lane and a half for each side, a lot of times undivided roads, you're just not able to do that. You're just not able to overtake on the right hand side. So in those situations, you have no choice but to either ride on the left, and if you need to pass, because how long can you stay behind somebody who's going at 40? You have to overtake from the left. You don't have any other choice. But one has to be extremely careful, and I can't stress on that enough. I think that last vlog of mine, I have talked about it there. If you haven't got it, I'm going to place a link here and also in the description below. You got to be extremely careful when you're on the left hand side of the road, because like some of you rightly said, it can be a dangerous place to be, right? Anybody can decide to cut left, because people don't really believe a lot of times in giving signals, indicators, etc. when they're turning. They just like to think that they are the masters of their whims and fancy, unmindful of the fact that there's somebody behind on the left hand side. So yes, be careful, be mindful. We've done 41 kilometers so far. I think we'll stop in about 20 kilometers or so for coffee. The plan is to stop at Shulagiri for coffee. Beautiful morning. We've just crossed Hosur in Tamil Nadu right now. No choice here but to overtake on the left. Proceed cautiously, giving as much berth between you and the traffic on your right. Slow down so that you can stop, get out of harm's way in case you need to. He's got the mask on, so he doesn't need a helmet. That's the other thing that I've seen a lot of times happening. So masks are compulsory. So a lot of people decided, okay fine, we'll do one compulsory thing, let's do the masks. It's about prioritizing sometimes, I guess, for some people. Mask over helmet. Look at this situation. So I've got 2 trucks and a bus on the left hand side, and there's some traffic up ahead. So this is what I call a moving roadblock. So until the traffic ahead clears up, or one of these trucks has the sense to come onto the left, or unless you find a gap, there's no getting ahead. Thadakam. I like the sound of that eatery's name, Thadakam. If any of you have been there already, do let me know what it's like in the comments below. The vada sambar was good the last
Sambar
time.
vada, I will try.
Oh.
Okay.
I have a plain dosa.
Start with the sambar vada. No?
I'll
You
taste.
want 2 vadas
I
or
can't
single
eat
vada?
much.
I want a single vada. Get a single vada.
Okay, single vada. With sambar separate.
The fun is with the sambar vada.
Sambar, okay.
I'm riding after about 2.5 months, I think.
One Krishna Bhavan is there in Malaysia.
That is new Krishna Bhavan.
That's very good.
That has nothing to do with these guys. So I did an episode with them. They also have something called a green masala idli.
The favorite for me is very similar to what I used to.
Neer
My
dosa
mom
with the
makes
bella
it-
kai.
Yeah, with that coconut and jaggery.
முதல்ல 2 சாம்பார் வடை, ஒரு சாம்பார் வடை கொடுங்க. 2 வடை வரும் இல்லையா? ஒன்று தான் வரும்.
one
சரி,
vada.
ஓகே. 3 சாம்பார் வடை கொடுங்க. அப்புறம் எனக்கு ஒரு பொங்கல் வடை.
I don't want anything. I'll have the sambar vada first.
Then I'll see.
ஓகே. இது கொண்டு வாங்க first.
How's it?
Well, man.
Good, no?
I like the chutney.
You want to taste one more of the vada?
I don't mind.
One more vada. But ask him to make sure it's hot like that. I remember last time even when I came here, this is what I tasted. Food is good. And I really liked it. The sambar I'm enjoying with, and also with the potato, it's quite unusual. And tomato. I've never had the vade that I'm having today, the hot vade here. Vade sambar. So maybe today it's because of your esteemed presence.
Vijay, what a soda irka? Rendu vada
Extra spoon there.
Have it now.
Rice pongal.
Our headquarters is in Berlin.
There's some good ghee in that. This is...
Right.
Touch the vade, man. You gotta touch the vade. And feel that vade. Oh, this is hot.
Perfect crispiness outside.
It's got the pepper, curry leaf. A good vade is always double fried.
I love the pepper one.
How do they do a double fry? What do you mean by that?
So they fry it once to a certain point. They keep it aside, rest it for a couple of minutes, and then they add it back in the oil. That's what gives it that nice biscuity crunch.
You want to eat anything? I'm planning to
Coffee.
have some dosa. Anyone wants to share dosa?
The taste is from here.
For a
One
plain
coffee.
dosa put on,
Black coffee.
Black coffee. Black coffee. Black coffee. You go to regular South Indian.
South Indian filter coffee, sugar and strong.
Sugar, strong, sugar.
Sugar
Black coffee also strong.
Separate.
Separate.
Black coffee also strong.
This vade hit the spot today.
So one of
The
the
vade and the sambar and the chutney.
Practically-
That vade sambar chutney is what you should have, and make sure that the vade is hot, super hot.
Captain, you should taste it.
Is it podi or is it plain?
Plain.
Nice. When it comes to the dosa preference even, because the Tamil dosa and the Karnataka dosa is so different, right? You know, when you look at a way a Karnataka dosa is ladled, it's ladled in concentric rounds. So there's some parts which are thinner and crispier. There's some parts which are thick and fluffy. Whereas there, they ladle it to not just oval, but they ladle it to one thickness. Strong irka.
Strong sir.
Sud irkalla. I have to brush up my Tamil. Today is very good, and I think our guy is also very good. Our service guy, there's still some sugar already in it.
For me, there is no sugar.
There's sugar in it, but it's at a low. Joe, do we have space for lunch?
Yeah, we will figure out. Always there is.
Just jiggle a bit. Thanks to Bell, if we lose our appetite.
Yeah, we were supposed to eat one vada and go.
Yeah.
We had like two vadas.
Well, that was a good breakfast here at Shulagiri at Krishna Inn. I think we ate a little more than we would have, but it was fun nonetheless. Hot and fresh and very tasty at that. That vade, delicious. Hot and scrumptious. So when you held that vade in your hand, the wall of that vade would literally cave under your touch. It was scrumptious and fragile and loaded with pepper, some curry leaves, chilies, and the sambar too was a sort that mollycoddled the vade with its rich, grainy texture. I think when it comes to Tamil sambar, it's always about the lentils, and that's what this sambar too was about. Very nice. The pongal was fine. I could taste the lushness of some nehi, some tuppa in that. And the dosa was alright, although I could have used some tuppa in that. But Bell, whose dosa we attacked, didn't really want the tuppa on his dosa. It's a beautiful sight to be riding the Fat Boy and see Joe right there on his Fat Boy behind. Fantastic. You know, at this point I'm thinking, for somebody who's watching the two Fat Boys on the highway, it must present quite a sight, because they're quite identical in most aspects. The model, the windshield, the saddlebags, the chrome, and all of that. I wish I had that perspective. When I began the Gourmet series, before Gourmet on the Road, I began a series called Gourmet Biker, and this was, I think, at least 4 years ago. And the Gourmet Biker series was about me riding the Fat Boy, and I had my crew in a car that would drive alongside. So they were the ones filming, I was the one riding and savoring interesting culinary experiences. So I think we did, if I'm not mistaken, about 4 or 5 episodes. And we found that the model was one that required a lot of resources when it came to production. And of course I was also doing many other things then, not just what I do now, which is mostly gourmet on the road. So I've always had that in my mind that maybe someday I should probably do one season of just that, riding the motorcycle, exploring food, similar to what I do now, but also with perhaps, you know, a support vehicle with me, just to get those kind of shots, the perspective where there's somebody who's watching me ride, and then you also get a sense of how this Fat Boy, how the motorcycle is in this entire frame. I don't know if it makes sense to you, whatever I'm saying, but it certainly does make sense to me. There's quite a strong crosswind that's blowing. Because the motorcycle is heavy and very stable with a very low center of gravity, you can't really feel that much, but there is a heavy crosswind. That's the other thing with this Fat Boy, right? It's got a very low center of gravity. It's heavy, it's about 450 kilos fully laden with the accessories, with a full tank of fuel. So it's very difficult for even a heavy gust of wind to destabilize this machine. And because it sits low, it's rather stable. I think the kind of comfort that you get when you're sitting on the Fat Boy and riding, say at 100 kilometers per hour, we're on the highway now, it can go much higher than that. So the confidence that you get is quite unmatched. You're relaxing on the ride. It's an amazing highway to ride on. I think we covered the last 30 odd kilometers in probably 20 minutes, or perhaps less than that, I'm not sure. Of course, you take a left to Chennai, Salem is straight ahead, 111 kilometers. And Google says we should be there in an hour and 40 minutes. Amazing. Amazing vistas. I think the sense of beauty in the landscape around us is something that is so appealing about a road journey, right? When you fly into a city, you're flying from one city into another, from an airport to an airport, so it doesn't really give you a sense of the journey of getting there, of what the place is like. But on the road, you register everything. You notice how the landscape, the topography, the surroundings change kilometer by kilometer. And I think that is also something that more and more people will appreciate now, given the fact that I think in the current situation people are preferring to do road trips more than taking an aircraft, I suppose. That of course Sarvana Bhavan, where we typically stop when on this route. Usually that is the destination, Sarvana Bhavan, for us when we ride back. Today that's not the case. Our destination is Salem. careful always on the highway when you come to these junctions, because your mind, you're so used to being at that 90, 100, so everything is tuned for that, and suddenly you come to this intersection where there are 10 motorcyclists waiting to cross, and the odd motorcyclist who will be in a hurry, or the tractor. You got to be extremely careful. It's beginning to get a little warm, but it's still quite pleasant because of the wind, because of the breeze. Salem is under 90 kilometers and it says 1 hour 20 minutes to get there. So it gives you a sense of how smooth the highway is. And of course you have the usual hazards of people coming on the opposite side. Well, that was a sudden stop. Heavy traffic on the right, out to the left. Beautiful flowers. Very nice. Our highways have gotten so much better now. So much better in the last 10 years. In fact, I think now you can pretty much drive or ride across the country without having to worry about if the roads are good or not. And that's something on my bucket list at some point, to basically either ride or drive from one end of the country to the other, perhaps a east-west or a north-south. That'll be fantastic. Just take off for perhaps a month, just drive or ride and experience the country. Once things get better, of course, Baisuhalli. That's where we are, Baisuhalli, en route to Dharmapuri. Madurai, 314 kilometers from here. Another place that I want to get to at some point. Great food in Madurai. So much that I've heard about the place. Salem is about 70 kilometers from here. How many?
You see that we stop at the restaurant itself.
Yeah.
We made the
63 kilometers. We'll be a little earlier than before they open, but we can.
45.
Yeah. Stop for a bit of a water break. So the thing when you're riding is when you do these longish rides, you feel like you should be doing more long rides. So when you're riding in the city and doing your short, 150, 180 odd kilometer rides that we do typically every Sunday, you're happy doing that. But once in a while when you get out on this ride where you intend to cover about 400 plus kilometers, as you're riding, you realize that you should be doing more of these too. Back on the road, next stop Salem. 63 kilometers, 1 hour 5 minutes. We should be there just before noon. Fantastic. We have the ghats ahead. These are minor ghats though, so you can see some of the twists here. And of course one will have to grapple with the heavy traffic on the right, so we'll have to find some way to squeeze in between all of that. It's a bit tricky when you have heavy traffic that's going left and right both. Like this bus, very colorful bus. It's a bit of a challenge. Thankfully they have some of these diversions on the road, I guess, just to deter them, just to help them slow down a bit. And that has just enough space for the motorcycles to pass through. I think now we're getting to the curves of the ghats. I don't know if you can see that on the phone. Go slow, go slow. That's what the speaker seems to be saying. There's a speaker there somewhere. Go only in second gear. That's a helpful sign there. Use engine braking to the extent possible. Very vividly marked. I don't know if you heard that. Go slow, go slow. Great job of the roads here. If you miss these signs, if you miss these markers, all over this stretch, this curve, this ghat, you have to be blind. I think Yercaud must be somewhere there, over that hill there. That's what I think, because from Dharmapuri you can also take a left and go towards Yercaud, the hill station, or you can cross Salem and then take a left and then make your way to Yercaud. Must ride there too. There's an interesting eatery there called Hotel Selvam. It's been around for decades now. I've been there a couple of times. Must go there someday and probably shoot a vlog around the food there. I think we've descended the ghats, the minor ghats, but good fun nonetheless. Salem is 35 kilometers and it shows 39 minutes to our destination. So we are headed to this eatery, this restaurant called Lakshmi Shri Vari in Salem. I've been wanting to go here for a while. This is an eatery that goes back decades, I'm told. Maybe 20-30 years or perhaps more, I'm not sure. We'll go there, have some lunch, some Kongu Nadu style food, Tamil sapad, relax a bit and then ride back. That's the plan. It's been a great ride thus far. I've done 174 kilometers so far from home. So another 35 basically makes it about 210 odd kilometers. So when we get back home, it should be about 420 kilometers of a ride. Not bad at all. Narasu filter coffee, that's a popular coffee here in Tamil Nadu. Narasu. I think after a big meal, at Lakshmi Srivari, I think a nice cup of coffee will be great if we can find one on the way back. It's taking a time to cross the road. The highway actually. I guess she's a local, so she's from around here. Can't mess with them. Just joking there. Be respectful of the locals. Because at the end of the day, this is where they live. This is life for them. You may just pass through this place. Well, I think we have just entered Salem. From the looks of it, yes, this is the Salem Toll Plaza. I think we should be there where we need to be in about 15 minutes or so. Salem Sarvana Bhavan. I've had a meal there some time ago. Good vegetarian food. I think even that's part of the Pollachi Sarvana Bhavan group. The Amrita Surbi, if I'm not mistaken, that's what the group is called. The same Sarvana Bhavan that we go to in Krishnagiri. It's been a while since I visited Salem last. I think it was pre-pandemic. I don't think we've made a visit after that. I think on the last trip we covered Mangala Vilas. You must check out those videos, our Salem episodes if you haven't already. We have 4 episodes in Salem. Mangala Vilas, Selvi Mess, Hotel Raja Ganapati, and a vegetarian meal, a great vegetarian meal at Sai Vihar. Steel plant, railway station, Madurai Road. I think we still need to go straight. Not sure where we turn off into the city, but Google is asking me to go straight on. I guess we take the next left onto the service road perhaps after this flyover. You can feel the heat now. You need to feel the heat to let you know that you're in Tamil Nadu, sunny Salem. We've done about 198 kilometers. We stopped for breakfast, then we stopped for water. Yeah, speaking of water, it's very important when you're riding to stop every once in a while and rehydrate yourself. And you don't realize it when you are on the motorcycle, but you know, riding in hot sunny weather can be extremely dehydrating. We've done rides to Chennai, of course, in the heat of summer. Some of our mates have actually almost collapsed at the end of the ride because of not enough water. So when you're riding, stop every once in a while and drink some water. Very important. Six minutes. The Fat Boys are twinning in Salem. Quite a sight. Now you feel like you're in Salem. On the highway you didn't get that feeling, but now you certainly can. So look at the party trying to cross the road. The signs in Tamil. The yellow autos. I can feel the heat from the engine now on my thighs. It should be somewhere here. We've arrived at Lakshmi Srivari. Well, good ride. So fantastic 200 odd kilometer ride to Salem. We are here at Lakshmi Srivari, veg and non-veg. Fairlands. Gugai? Old branch. Alla parking irka?
அங்கே பார்க்கிங் இல்லை. இது மாதிரி டூ வீலர் நிறுத்தலாம் கடைகிட்ட மட்டும்.
ఏడా
இது மாதிரி பார்க்கிங்
ఏర్కాడా ఓకే ఏర్కాడ్లో ఉంది కా ఎవ్రీ వర్షం గుగాయి
அது ரொம்ப வருஷமாக இருக்குது.
30-40 years
10 வருஷத்துக்கு 10 வருஷத்துக்கு மேலே இருக்குது.
ಇದು
ரெண்டு
Randu Varsha. So they have 3 branches, Gugai, Fairlands and Yerkad. We are here at the Fairlands one. So I think we'll close this motor vlog right here. You will also find an episode on Lakshmi Srivari, perhaps in a separate vlog. If that vlog is released before this, you'll find a link in the description below. If not, look out for the vlog on the second channel. And I'll see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed this ride. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.